Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here again, and it's a privilege to be the head of this research group. It's a completely new experience for me, so I hope it will be a nice experience for all of us. In my today's presentation, I would like to share with you my thoughts on the group and what the outcomes should be, and how are we to tackle the questions that are connected with it. The first thing I would like to mention is the perfect timing. It was not my idea to open this group. It was the CA's, and it definitely fits. Struck the note of the times, because it's the topic of enlargement returned to the limelight after many years, more than a decade, but it's becoming one of the topics of the EU policy. It's probably even more so in our region, because for us, for Central and Eastern Europe, the Western Balkans enlargement is probably more personal, more close, so to speak, than for the other EU members. And concerning the possible Eastern enlargement, maybe it's further away, but for example, the gravity of Ukraine is so huge that it would, if accepted, would influence everybody. So it's really a personal topic for this region. It's a pity that. When I checked the list of presidencies, that this region will not be directly influencing it that much, because as far as I know, now it's the Hungary's presidency. We cannot expect much as far as the enlargement is concerned in the remaining months. Then there will be Poland. And that's it. The Slovakia comes in 2030. So the next commission or this commission's term will not be that much directly influenced by this region. And nevertheless, it's even more important to have specific ideas of what we want to achieve, and I hope that this group might help for in this regard to discuss and possibly formulate some ideas how to approach this topic of the next few years, several years, maybe a lot of years. All of us know that even though the EU was talking a lot about enlargement since Croatia joined, nothing much has been happening then, and this must have been frustrating for the member states which were involved in the negotiations, not really moving anywhere, not having a specific prospect of ever joining. This has changed in the last year, of course, due to the geopolitical change in Europe. When I checked the political guidelines of the new Commission pronounced by the old and new president of the Commission, von der Leyen, in July, she specifically mentioned that enlargement is a geopolitical imperative currently, so the attention has moved back to this issue. At the same time, we have a really large number of countries waiting or willing to join the EU. We have 6 open negotiations. Haven't seen something like this for 20 years. We have many candidate countries. The determination of many of them is not that clear. Maybe we have wasted some time, not giving enough attention to that. But now the attention is back. So that's coming back to my original idea that this is really the topic we need to discuss urgently. The fact that the enlargement has been sleeping for the last decades of course, is not new, and EU started to pay more attention to this even before, starting with the Balkans and. The new initiative from the 2018. What I would like to put attention to is that already then, almost more than 7 years ago, there appeared the notion of some new approach, some gradual integration, something which became the buzzword in the last years, but it was there already in the 2018 when the Commission returned seriously returned to the topic of enlargement. The idea seems to be that for the next wave of enlargement, if and when it comes, the integration should not be the one as we lived through. You are waiting, now you're in. But should be more gradual, letting the future members step by step into the EU, which would be very challenging to put it simply. And this is one of the crucial topics I would like us our group to concentrate on. The same approach was later developed in further documents of the European Commission. The new perspective for Western Balkans 2020. Again, the need to inject further dynamism into the process. I don't think it has happened yet, but we will discuss this with our colleagues from these countries. So we shall see how much dynamism was injected already, but we shall see. And again, the idea of gradual phasing in, of introducing the changes, the changes slowly, and of course this year, this March, one of the last actions of the old Commission on enlargement, a policy paper concerning the enlargement strategy for the next period. So how shall we research the prospect of further enlargements? I would like us to concentrate on three groups of topics. The first one, the obvious first one, is to start with the experience we have so far. Most of our countries, of the people here, have gone through the enlargement process. Some of us are still in it, but we all of us have experience. And the first step would be to discuss this. What have you learned so far? This is coincidentally the topic of this conference. We started with the so-called country reports, a questionnaire, the same questionnaire for all the group members, covering the same topics, and I believe that this would be very, very good for comparative purposes to have all of the countries involved in this project to answer the same questions, and then for all of us to be able to compare it. My idea for this came from the FIDE congresses. Those of you involved in European law definitely know the Federation of European Law, which holds biannual conferences based on these on the country reports. So my intention was to have something similar, and based on this to discuss what we have learned. What has emerged so far from these country reports? We have seen then that the requirements of the EU on the prospective members are growing. Practically every instance of enlargement is more demanding on the future members. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, we shall discuss this. But this is a phenomenon which is here. Maybe even more interesting what happened in the pre-last wave, the Romania, Bulgaria, was that the countries, the new members, were being monitored even after they have joined the EU. For most of us, once we entered, it was over. We were full members. These countries were for another more than 10 years in some sort of, and please take me with this as a joke, as a sort of joke, in a quarantine, not being fully full-fledged members, but still under the cooperation and verification mechanism regime. The EU is so far not counting on this method for the next enlargement, but we shall see. Maybe we will return to this idea. The third topic I would like to mention is maybe surprisingly that there was not much individualization among the member states. Not much, not any room to customize the accession. Most of the countries were able to negotiate some transitory periods for the EU policies to kick in, not being very long, but that was it. Maybe you may wait a few years, but definitely you will have to accept everything of the acquis communautaire. Again, is it good? Is it bad? This deserves a lot of this discussion. There were almost none permanent exemptions from the EU law at the time of the accession. And if they were, in my opinion, rather curious. For example, Czechia was able to negotiate a permanent exemption concerning value-added tax on the fruit distilleries in Czechia, the Palacký producers. Is this really the most pressing problems we have? I know that Hungary had something similar concerning tobacco growers. Definitely important, but is it really the item you would concentrate on when entering the EU? This was surprising for me. I thought that the diversity would be greater. And again, this is something we need to discuss concerning the future enlargements, because these exemptions might be much more pressing and challenging for the possible new members. So after this initial step, which we mostly managed to do with the country reports and which we want to discuss at this conference, the second step would be to evaluate what has worked and what has worked less in the past. We are going to compare the outcomes of the different enlargement waves and suggest what was a better idea or what was a worse idea. In this evaluation process, we are going to use not only the typical lawyer community, legal community, which is I would say most of the participants here, but we also have economists and political scientists who should discuss the pressing issues of public opinion and of politology and of economy. How did the EU membership impact the economy of the new countries? Was there something which could have helped them, which could have prepare them more for the pressures of the single market? These will be the issues to be discussed next. And finally, the most important part and the most interesting part, and the part everybody loves to discuss. in this community. How shall the next enlargement look like? What shall we what shall we do? Shall we enable more individualized accessions? And is it possible, to have this in the EU? Is there something as the core of the membership we cannot negotiate? You take it or leave it, or is it everything like this? If you remember, when I cited the documents from the past 5 years, there seemed to be emerging something as the core that the Commission is not willing to discuss. The core concentrating on the single market. There was the quote that there's no a la carte approach to this. You have to have it all. Makes sense. The EU started as the single market project, but are the other policies in the same category as this? Is there some room for choosing? No, let's discuss it. Another thing is again I mentioned the idea of gradual integration, of step by step integrating the new countries emerged 10 years ago. How shall it work? So far it has been mostly a theory, but sometimes in the future we will have to define it. What does it mean? How shall we do it? Do we want to do it? Do we have alternatives? Are there any approaches to future enlargement? Any other ones? This should be the ultimate outcome of this research. To have some ideas of how shall we approach the enlargement, taking into account the experience and wishes of this region. And at the same time, even though we are focused on the enlargement, we cannot forget that the other side of the same coin is the EU reform. The EU has to be reformed before new members are accepted. It would be extremely difficult, the primary law hasn't been changed since Lisbon, and in a ordinary legislative procedure, and it would be extremely difficult to agree on any changes, but arguably they are necessary in order to accept more countries, potentially 12 new countries, which are in the pipeline for the membership. So even though we will not be directly addressing it, we cannot avoid it. This question, again, elephant in the room. How shall the EU look like for the next few decades? So we will be. We will be discussing this as well, and we will be addressing these questions on the next conference, sometimes in March, and finally in the book we are about to write. So this is my idea about what we are going to do, what awaits us, and I'm very much looking forward to discuss today what we have learned so far, and working with you over the next half year on what shall we expect from the future. Thank you.